Hello, today I'm going to be painting in my sketchbook, but I don't know what I'm going to be painting in my sketchbook yet. This is an exercise that's called intuitive painting, and I've never tried it before, and you might be wondering, what the heck is intuitive painting? Intuitive painting is painting without a plan. It's a way to find interesting ideas faster when you don't feel like coming up with something or planning, or you just can't think of anything. You turn your brain off. You don't think about what you're painting or who's gonna see it. Let go and trust the process. Use brushes of different sizes or use your favorite brush, whatever you enjoy the most. This should be about having fun with the paint, not being perfect and not taking yourself too seriously. Follow the fun and enjoy the act of painting. At some point, the paint will start to look like something, and then you can start creating details towards that. Try not to control the outcome in the beginning. It reminds me when you're staring at the clouds and eventually the clouds start looking like something like a face or a flower or a rocket ship. I'm sure even as you're watching this right now, you've seen something completely different than what I did. I mean, I've even seen something different just editing this video, and it's made me come up with an idea for a future painting. But yeah, like you can see, turning your brain off and just letting the paint guide you to figure it out is a really cool way to paint something whenever you have no idea what you want to paint. And in a minute, I do figure out what it is that I'm actually painting. But for now, I'm just continuing to spread the paint around, and I'm not trying to save my paint. I have a bad habit of wanting to save things, and then I end up never using them, and they go bad or they dry up. I used to save ink pens, and I can't even tell you how many ink pens have dried up because I was saving them for some special something or other, and I never ended up using them, and so I ended up having to throw them away. So, keep it in the back of your mind that the only paint that you ever waste is the paint that you never use. At this point during the painting, I haven't figured out what I'm even painting right now. I have my palette knife, and originally I was going to smear these colors down because the paint had gotten really, really thick at the top. But as I was trying to smear it down, it was really just scraping through all the layers of paint, which I thought looked pretty cool too. And the more I did that, the more I was like, okay, well, this could be kind of like trees in the background because, I probably need a background. So I was like, okay, well, I'll paint some trees. And as soon as I started putting in the tree trunks, I was like, well, maybe I won't paint trees. Maybe this will be some kind of shelf in the background. And as soon as I made a shelf in the background, I was like, well, this kind of looks like a toy top. One of those little spinny tops like you see in Inception. And I was like, okay, well, I'll turn this into a spinning top. And I didn't know what the heck I was doing with the bottom. I was like, maybe this is like a rug or something with weird shapes on it. It definitely gave me 80s vibes. But yeah, so I know that this needs to be a shelf. So I start making all the shelves. And at the top, I was like, you know what? I feel like painting a bunch of vases, like some glass vases or just little decorative glass objects on the top part of the shelf. And I think it's because of the sea green color that's peeking through from when I did the palette knife scrapes earlier. It reminded me of how old glass looks when it has that light green kind of color to it. And in the moment, whenever I'm painting, I don't really know why I am painting what I'm painting. This is kind of now that I'm going back and I'm having a chance to look at it, I can see what I was influenced by. The background played a part. Like every brush stroke that I made influenced another thing that happened later. So I go from having zero plan at all to all of a sudden I have this room with the shelf, this spinning top, and it was really fun to paint a spinning top. I don't think I ever would have thought to paint a spinning top ever. Like I have zero ambition to paint that, but for whatever reason, you know, because it just kind of looked like it, I ended up painting it, and I really liked painting it. I liked making it look really shiny and gold, like it's some kind of special top that's just kind of spinning on its own. You know, just like Inception. I mean, obviously my inner thoughts were channeling the movie Inception, and if you've never seen the movie Inception, you should definitely go watch that because it's awesome. Anyway, so because this top is just kind of spinning on its own, I thought it would be cool to have some kind of creature thing behind it, maybe controlling it. And I kind of take it a little too far. You'll see here in a minute after I finish painting these glass vessels in the background, which the glass vessels were really fun to paint too. Like most of the time when you paint glass, it's kind of intimidating because there's all the reflections and stuff. But I painted them very loose, and I think they turned out pretty cool. The thing that I paint behind the top, the creature guy, he ends up kind of looking like something that you might find inside of a vacuum. And so I do end up painting over his face because I really hated it. I was like, yeah, it's some kind of creature controlling this top, and it just kind of looks like something weird. So I do paint over his face. Fear not. I don't leave it looking like that. But either way, I think it looks pretty cool. I think it turned out a lot different than when I initially started. I mean, I had no idea what this was going to turn into. But I think it's pretty cool that, you know, my inner self decided to paint this. You know, it's kind of like, what? Why? I don't know. You know, I'm sure there's some kind of psychological something you could come up with, like a dream analyzer. You could analyze my intuitive painting. But either way, let me know what you think about it. Let me know if you would have painted something different, if you saw something different. I'd really like to know. And if you made it this far, consider subscribing. You know, it just kind of bookmarks my channel for you. And I might come out with a video that you want to watch in the future. Either way, give me a like. You can watch one of these videos next. And yeah, thanks for watching.